Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are knowing what you are wanting. Yes. An evolving thing. You are looking forward to taking thought beyond that which it has been before. Yes. You are understanding that this leading edge gathering has never been before into all of the universe. And that which you are about and that which we are about. That which whoever's calling is about. We are on the leading edge together, aren't we? Are you appreciating the contrast? We always like to ask a question, hear your answer, and then get the real answer from your vibration. And we find a room full of liars here, liars. Well, you mean well. You want to appreciate contrast, don't you? Because you are coming to realize that the contrast causes you to focus. You just can't be standing in the middle of anything without clarity of what is wanted being born out of it. It happens every time, doesn't it? The contrast just causes you to focus. And that focusing is not necessarily something that you could speak accurately about. Necessarily, not necessarily, maybe, but not necessarily. But the focusing is preferences are just being born within you. You just can't be in any environment without coming to your own selfish, and we mean that in the very best of ways, your own selfish, because self is the only perspective from which you can see, your own selfish perspective. You just cannot help but conclude what would be better for you. And the wonderful thing about that is that it's not just you, leading edge genius consciousness in this physical human form. It's all consciousness, the cells in your body, the one-celled organisms. Every point of consciousness has a perspective of self which is living an experience which is causing a vibrational conclusion. And the most wonderful part of all about that is that when this leading edge perspective or consciousness, even when it is you, comes to a conclusion, even if you don't speak it with words, you offer a vibration and source energy agrees with your new conclusion. That's what the evolution of all species is about. Did you hear the power of that? In more layman's terms, we've been saying to you for a while, in fact, wrote a book about it, that when you ask, it is always given. The creative process has 3 steps. The first step is ask. Well, ask comes easily because you're always in an environment which causes the preference or the desiring or the asking to emanate from you, whether you speak about it or not. Step 2 is source answers. And step 3 is you must be a vibrational match to what you're asking for. So we want to go back for just a moment to this step 1 and step 2 of this process, which happens without your conscious awareness of it. The universe is so magnificently established that here you are born into contrast. The contrast inspires you to prefer something, and source is step 2 is not your work. That's the work of source energy. That's the work of law of attraction. That is the arrangement of the circumstances and events in order to accommodate the asking that you will eternally offer. Everyone is answered, even the one-celled amoeba. Everyone is answered. So, step 3 is really what we're focused upon here. Step 3 is you must be in the receiving mode of what you're asking for. The vibrations have to line up, just like radio signals have to line up. You can't set your tuner on 6:30 a.m. and hear what's being broadcast from 98.6 FM. It doesn't match. And if your desire is one of wanting more money and your tuner's set on I don't have enough, you're not letting it in. If your desire is you're wanting a fabulous relationship and your tuner's set on this one isn't very good, it cannot improve, nor can a better one get there. The universe cannot buck the current of your vibration. What you are emitting is what is being matched every single time. So, when you understand that adjusting your vibration is really what creation is, it's what molding the energy is all about, then you can get on with the business that you've come forth to live, which is continually seeking joy. Do you get the correlation between all of that? You are pure positive energy beings, eternal beings, who have come forth into this body into this personality, into this framework of thinking, because you wanted to focus your perspective. And because you knew that even if you never spoke a word, that just your experience would cause you to desire, which is focus, and that your emotional guidance system would help you to align with that desire. So when you came forth, it all seemed very simple. You said, people are down there having a wonderful time or not such a wonderful time. And as they're all mixing it up together, I'll dive in and I'll have my vantage point and I'll perceive what's going on around me, and I will have attitude of desire. I'll see what's going on and I will perceive from my vantage point, a wonderful vantage point it is, and I will conclude my personal desires, and Source will answer them immediately. So everything will go swimmingly for me, you said. And I will always know if I'm a vibrational match to what I'm asking for, because when I'm a vibrational match to my source and to what I'm asking for, I will feel my circuits open. And my circuits wide open feels like joy, appreciation, love, eagerness, passion. And if by some strange fluke I could find myself in vibrational discord to what I'm asking for, I'll know it right away, because I'll feel irritation, I'll feel frustration, I'll feel overwhelmment. If I'm really resisting it, then I may be feeling some fear or some anger or some rage or some true disempowerment. But my emotions will let me know what I'm doing with my circuits. So I'll just feel my way along, you said. And then you dived in with such enthusiasm we cannot even find words for it. So here you are, dived in, surrounded by all that contrast that you knew would be there, having emotional responses to it, but seemingly then not knowing what to do with the emotional response you're having. So something's gone pretty screwy with humanity. It'll be all right, but we just thought we'd point out to you what's happening. Humanity at large, and you as individuals too, seem to, now that you're here, dived in, you seem to want to offer your emotional response to what you're observing. And it's put you in a really awkward position, because it means that you now have to control everything that you observe. Because when you look at something that makes you feel good, you say, yes, we'll vote for that. But when you look at something that makes you feel bad, you say, we must obliterate that from the planet. And the problem with having emotional responses to what you're observing, and therefore needing to control the circumstances so that you can feel good, is that you can't. You might be able to influence those up close to you if you're strong enough. You can teach your son the way to behave, but then he's going to get out there with others. And if they're doing the same thing, needing him to behave in certain ways so that they can appreciate him, then he's like a cork on a raging